call the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Fretham is absent. McGuire.
Here.
Moran.
Here.
Ortega.
Aye.
Reinhardt.
Here.
Commissioner Zhang is running late. And Martinson.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to turn to Commissioner Ortega for our land acknowledgement this morning.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will. Some were drawn to leave their distant homes in hope of a better life. And some have lived on this land since time immemorial. Truth and acknowledgement are critical to building mutual respect and connections across all barriers of heritage and difference. We are standing on the ancestral lands of the Dakota people. We want to acknowledge the Ojibwe, the Ho-Chunk, and the other nations of people who call this place home. We pay respects to their elders, past and present. Please take a moment to consider the treaties made by the tribal nations that entitle non-Native people to live and work on traditional Native lands. Consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that bring us together here today, and please join us in uncovering such truths at any and all public events.
Thank you, Commissioner Ortega. We have the agenda of April 9th, 2024, presented for approval. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ortega.
Aye.
Reinhardt.
Aye.
Zhang.
Aye.
Fretham is absent. McGuire.
Aye.
Moran.
Aye.
And Martinson.
Aye. We have the minutes from April 2nd, 2024, presented for approval. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second. We have a motion and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ortega.
Aye.
Reinhardt.
Aye.
Zhang.
Aye.
McGuire.
Aye.
Moran.
Aye.
And Martinson.
Aye. First up, we have our Ramsey County Transgender Day of Visibility proclamation that Commissioner Ortega will be presenting. If you're here for Trans Day, come up to the podium and join him, please. And this is a first for us, so it's really exciting to have a first proclamation and so many people here to celebrate. Excellent.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the first time we are doing this on Ramsey County, so it's quite an honor that I get, it's my turn to present it. Whereas the Transgender Day of Visibility honors the memory, bravery, and resilience of trans people in our community and around the world. And whereas this annual day fosters acceptance of transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people and raises awareness of anti-trans prejudice and discrimination within our society. And whereas Transgender Day of Visibility encouraged Ramsey County to support and uplift the trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming residents and staff within our many varied departments. And whereas Ramsey County acknowledges that transgender community members, especially trans people of color, are disproportionately affected by hate crimes and violence, high levels of unemployment, and limited access to housing. And whereas whereas this day draws particular attention to the astonishing short life expectancy of transgender women and femmes of color due to unrelenting transphobia and racism, and whereas Ramsey County recognizes its unique position to connect transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming employees and residents of all ages with appropriate affirming programs, services, and life-saving health care. And whereas Ramsey County honors and commemorates the efforts committed and resilience of people who work towards equity and justice on behalf of transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming youth and adults. And whereas Ramsey County aspires to foster inclusivity by embracing and affirming intersectional experiences across race, gender identity, and expressions, disability, and sexual orientation. And whereas Ramsey County begins a journey of striving to support, embrace, and respect trans people in its values, practice, and policy, now therefore be it proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners declares April 9th, 2024 as Transgender Day of Visibility in Ramsey County. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, awesome. Welcome, and please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Toli Regatta. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the Assistant Director of Transforming Families Minnesota. Transforming Families Minnesota understands the importance of trans visibility, of making space for trans people to be celebrated, valued, and respected. In our various support groups meetings, including one in Ramsey County itself, caregivers are able to connect with other parents in peer-led support groups. Teens build community with each other and with the mentorship of our trans non-binary facilitators, and younger trans youth and their siblings enjoy a play group to make new supportive friends. We are there for families in Ramsey County and across Minnesota at whichever part of their journey they come to us, and the work we do matters. To see our trans youth recognize there is a future for them, a future where others are there to lift them up and listen to them sharing who they are, makes a brighter future for trans visibility and for all of us. And I want to thank everyone who's with me here today to celebrate and stand with all of us on this important day.
Excellent, thank you. As is tradition here in the Chambers, when we do a proclamation, we ask everyone to introduce themselves, and if you represent an organization or where you work in Ramsey County, if you don't mind, if folks would just come up and introduce yourself.
Sure, my name is Hannah Edwards. I'm a former Ramsey County citizen. I live in Egan now, but I work for Transforming Families. I'm the executive director, and I use she, her pronouns.
Excellent, thanks, nice to see you. Yeah.
I'm Kat. I use she, her pronouns, or any, who cares. This is Charlie. Charlie uses she, her pronouns. We are residents of St. Paul and proud trans family.
Excellent, thank you.
Hi, my name is Danette Ricks. We live in Roseville, and I am a proud mom of a trans child.
Yeah.
My name is Theo, and I'm 10.
Hi, Theo. Nice to have you here. Yeah.
I'm Co-Elizabeth Kairos, and I don't really represent any organization other than, I guess, humans and I guess.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sorry, I've never given a speech before. It's very stressful.
You don't have to give a speech, honey.
Oh, sorry.
Just an introduction.
Sorry, just an introduction. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really stressed out.
Great.
And I'm Koa's mom. I'm Joy Kairos. I'm the priest at St. Clement's in St. Paul.
Excellent. Thanks.
And we're getting donuts after this.
All right. How about the rest of you? Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah.
Hi there, my name's Nick Alm. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a resident of Lower Town, St. Paul, just up the street, and I'm the CEO of Mosier. We're working to enable employment equity for everyone LGBTQ, and we've partnered with the county now for well over a year. Excellent. So thank you for this day. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Hello, my name is Nancy Regatta. This is my husband, Alfredo Regatta, and we're the proud parents of Tolly Regatta. We have just moved to St. Paul. It's going to be 2 years because we want to be next to Tolly. And we're very proud of Tolly. Wonderful person and all the work they do, and we're very emotional. Thank you for making this day possible.
Awesome, thank you.
Hi, I'm Beatrice Meadows. I use they, them pronouns, and I work in Ramsey County for Workforce Solutions, and I'm a part of the Pride Employee Resource Group for Ramsey County.
Excellent.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Gray Arell. I work for Communications, doing comms for public health. And this is my partner, Wes, who works for the University of Minnesota.
Excellent. Welcome.
Good morning, I'm Kim Bailey, HR DIOD team, and I'm a proud ally.
Excellent.
I'm all sweaty and shaking. That's not my name. My name is Bex Seiler. I use they, them pronouns, also she, her. I work in human resources, diversity, inclusion, organizational development specialist. I am a co-lead of our Pride ERG Employee Resource Group here at Ramsey County, which was established last year. And a lot of my lovely members of our Pride ERG actually wrote this proclamation. It was very powerful. So we'll have a copy for us. And I just want to thank Transforming Families for being here and being a partner in this work because we all do this for community. And so we have to come together to do it. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Now we're going to ask you to get close together because we're going to take a picture.
Right. The CEO's going to come in front, and then the big kids and grown-ups can stay in the back.
My tall shoes on today.
There you go.
Can you step this way? This way a little bit.
You're right. That's the most
You kiddos want to hold it?
Yeah.
2 hands, 1 hand on each side.
There we go. That's perfect.
Just hold hands.
Right.
This is your day.
Yeah, that's the flair.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do a couple more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Excellent.
Are we allowed to
Can you? It's one of those days.
Just share them so that
Yes.
don't have
Yeah. And it'll be very quickly posted on our Ramsey County site too.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do one this way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
All. Thank you all for coming.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yes, we're doing this.
Thank you so much.
All right, we have one more proclamation to celebrate, and we are celebrating National County Government Month. Commissioner Reinhardt is going to present this. This really goes to everyone in county government, but we've asked Commissioner McGuire, who is our national president, to join her at the dais to accept the proclamation. This truly is for all of our employees here in the room. This is your proclamation. We're celebrating you all month long.
And I am thrilled to be here to present
Yes.
this, and I think it's only appropriate that Commissioner McGuire, President, was the first past president, I guess, of the Association of Minnesota Counties, and is currently the president of the National Association of Counties, which she did that simultaneously for 6 months. I don't know how she did it. But you're doing an absolutely amazing job, making us very proud of Ramsey County in Minnesota. So with that, I will read the proclamation. Whereas the nation's 3,069 counties serving more than 330 million Americans provide essential services to create healthy, safe, and vibrant communities. And whereas counties fulfill a vast range of responsibilities and deliver services that touch nearly every aspect of our residents' lives in the areas of public health, public safety, parks, roads, libraries, and elections. And whereas Ramsey County and all counties take pride in our responsibility to protect and enhance the health, well-being, and safety of our residents in efficient and cost-effective ways. And whereas under the leadership of National Association of Counties, NACO, President Mary Jo McGuire, yay, NACO is highlighting county leadership through the lens forward together, celebrating through the lens of Forward Together, celebrating the role of county governments in connecting and building bridges, inspiring engagement, and leading as intergovernmental partners. And whereas the role includes the responsibility to build bridges across differences, inspire county residents to engage with their communities, and lead by highlighting our strength as intergovernmental partners. And whereas each year since 1991, the National Association of Counties has encouraged counties across the country to elevate awareness of county responsibilities, programs, and services. And whereas Ramsey County's vision is to be a vibrant community where all are valued and thrive, and Ramsey County's mission is to be a county of excellence, working with you to enhance our quality of life. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners hereby declares April 2024 as National County Government Month and encourages all county officials, employees, schools, and residents to participate in county government celebration activities. And be it further proclaimed, the Ramsey County Board of Commissioners celebrates our Ramsey County employees for their dedicated service to our communities and expresses gratitude for the time and talent that they bring to their work every single day. And I'll present this to Commissioner McGuire.
It's so amazing.
Excellent.
And we're going to get a
Yes,
photo
we
of
should
us.
clap.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, Commissioner McGuire.
I'm hoping we can get a picture with all of us over
Yes.
here, but I just want to say how grateful I am for all of you, for the entire staff. This is really a county, this is county work, and thank you, Commissioner Reinhardt, for reading it, and of course your leadership at all levels of county government, and Commissioner Martinson and our entire board in the work that we do at the state level, at the federal level, and none of us could do this work without each other and without the help of our entire staff. And so we just thank everyone for all their work, and we're excited that we get to honor all of our employees' work this whole month. And of course, we do it throughout the year. At NACO, we say every month is County Government Month, and I think we do say that at Ramsey County here too, that every month is County Government Month. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner McGuire, and we are especially thankful to Communications, who's been rolling out our videos about county government across the month and across the organization and in community, really to lift up the work across the entire county and all the work. I'm looking around the room because it's really all the staff here is what county government is about. And on that note, I'm going to ask an unusual favor. If I would ask that everyone here join us for a group photo, because it really is county government. I know everyone's like, wait, come on, let's take a picture. We're celebrating County Government Month, so we can use it. But if we would all join for a quick photo, I'd appreciate that.
We're trying to do somebody else's job, right? Surprise, surprise.
The challenge will be, can we all fit?
Yeah, I think we can do up here. We can have a row behind us and a row over there.
Do rows.
Do rows. Yeah, the board, yeah. Yeah, there's windows here.
Thanks for being accommodating.
Yeah, I think this looks good. Are we doing okay, everyone? Find a little window.
Does it work? She's checking us all out.
All right, I'm going to take a few as normal. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Yay. We'll send this to Nico. Good job, everyone.
Thank you all for accommodating, and your colleagues are going to wish they came today too, so they could be in the photo. All right. All right. Now for the work of the day. So we're going to get into it. First up, we have an ordinance procedures on the agenda. This is a proposed ordinance to accept the land donation of 0 Mystic Street, St. Paul to Ramsey County and to convey the donated land as parkland and waive the second reading and hold a public hearing. We need a motion.
So moved.
So moved. Second. We have a motion and second. All right. Now
I could do the roll call and then we'll
Sure,
do
yep.
So I'll do roll call first and then we'll do the public hearing.
Okay.
Ortega?
Aye.
Reinhardt?
Aye.
Zhang?
Aye.
McGuire?
Aye.
Moran?
Aye.
And Martinson.
Aye. All right, now we're going to open the public hearing. Again, this is the opening of the public hearing. There is no vote taken for the public hearing today. Ramsey County is a welcoming, accessible, and inclusive organization. The public hearing is a space for Ramsey County Board of Commissioners to hear from many different points of views. While providing public testimony, we ask that speakers be respectful and refrain from using language that may be harmful to others. Your testimony will become part of the public record for today's public hearing. The public hearing on the proposed ordinance to accept land donation of 0 Mystic Street, St. Paul to Ramsey County and to convey the donated land as parkland is now open. The purpose of this meeting is to allow the public an opportunity to comment on the proposed ordinance to accept land donation of 0 Mystic Street, St. Paul to Ramsey County and to convey it donated as a parkland. That's printed twice on my script, so I said it twice. For those who are here to speak at the public hearing in person or via Zoom, when you are called to speak, please state your name and city of residence before making your comment. You'll have a limit of 3 minutes to give your testimony. Do we have any speakers signed up?
Madam Chair, we did not receive any comments nor sign-ups prior to this meeting, today's meeting, and I don't see anyone online.
Okay. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak on this issue? Is there anyone here who wishes to speak on this issue? One more time, is there anyone here who wishes to speak on this issue? I hear no one, so this public hearing is now closed. Next, we'll move to our administrative items, and I'll turn to Commissioner Ortega.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item number 6, amendment to single source agreements with Systems Technology Group for claim and time repository systems maintenance and support services. Grant award from the Minnesota Department of Human Services for transition to community initiatives. Number 8, single source agreement with National Medical Services Lab for toxicology services. That's it, Madam Chair.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ortega?
Aye.
Reinhardt?
Aye.
Zhang?
Aye.
McGuire?
Aye.
Moran?
Aye.
And Martinson.
Aye. Next up, we have our legislative update. Commissioner Moran.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the Legislative Committee continues to work towards a budget committee and third deadline on April the 19th. We expect to see more budget bills coming together in the next week. So I've been talking to some of them as well as our government relations staff. Our Heading Home Ramsey bill is Senate File 4779 and is carried by Senator Marty. Had a good hearing last Wednesday in Senate Health and Human Services. Both Chair Martinson and Deputy Mayor Tencher were on hand to testify in support, along with community members, Lorene Randall Wade from Minnesota One Stop for Communities, and Shiloh Kalika, okay, the Vice President of our Youth Advisory Board. While the bill asks for $15 million a year, the budget targets for these committees are not enough to cover our kind of acts, so we will keep that in mind as we work with legislators in the days ahead. So this morning, our Union Depot indemnification bill is up in House Transportation Committee, and Public Works Director Brian Isaacson will be testifying on that. They are removing the broad liability fix we wanted and appropriating $1 million towards our insurance costs. So this afternoon, I believe Commissioner Zong is slated to testify in support of a bill of Representative Liz Lee for the Heights Affordable Housing Project. Good luck. So many of you have been active with advocating for the anaerobic digester and Rice Creek Commons. So I want to thank you for those texts and conversations. They make a difference. A lot is happening behind the scenes with our bonding priorities and, of course, those other local projects that our delegation members end up carrying. Unfortunately, the bill isn't going to be as big as we'd like it to be because they have low targets. The governor didn't include very much spending for local projects, which I think that we're all disappointed by. So I expect the eventual bill to be in the neighborhood of somewhere between $800 and $950 million in general obligation bills. And that's it, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other updates on legislative items? All right, seeing none, we will move to County Connections. County Manager Berg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just one item for today. This week is Minnesota's Severe Weather Awareness Week, April 8th through the 12th. As part of statewide preparedness efforts, there'll be 2 tornado drills on Thursday, April 11th, one at 1:45 in the afternoon and the other at 6:45 in the evening. We'll be asking staff to make sure they're familiar with their department's emergency response plan, and it's a good reminder to all of us to make sure those plans are shored up at home as well. Want to give a shout out to Director Judd Freed and everybody on the Emergency Management and Homeland Security team for all of their hard work and commitment to the preparedness of our entire community.
Excellent, thank you. We will now move to outside board and committee reports. I'm going to start with Commissioner Reinhardt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are a couple of things that I want to highlight. One is the Wiper Area Chamber of Commerce had its annual meeting, and there were 2 things that were very exciting to me. One was I once again was able to provide the biz recycling, or give information on biz recycling, and they have an annual award that they have given for at least 10 years, I would say, to the biz recycling champion, basically. And it was just very exciting to be there, and a lot of interest, obviously, in biz recycling, especially now there's so much happening. And so it was exciting to be there. The other thing that happened that day, which was a total surprise to me, was that I was given a legacy award for my work as a county commissioner, and wonderful things were said, and I was totally surprised, although my administrative assistant, Debbie Orth, knew. She kept it quiet. So,
yay, Debbie.
Yes. And
congrats.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
And then also the Energy Advisory Committee for the Joint Development Authority at Rice Creek Commons met, and we had an excellent presentation on from Excel Energy Eco project that we're working on, and really trying to figure out what we can do to keep our commitment to be carbon neutral on the site. And so looking at geothermal, looking at all the different options that are out there, and saying, you know what, let's just keep an open mind and figure out what we can do, because we really want to make this the project of the future, I guess, is one way to look at it. And we've got an opportunity that has seldom, if ever, presented itself, where you have that many acres, and trying to figure out how we can do that. There was a lot of talk about the Spine Road, and trying to make sure that we get that in place, because that is clearly what we need to really push this forward. And so I'm glad that people, and Commissioner Moran mentioned the folks up there talking about Rice Creek Commons. And with that, I have an update on Purple Line, but we've got a Rail Authority meeting following this, so I'm going to do that there.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Commissioner Reinhardt. Commissioner Moran.
So I was delighted to be invited. One of the best parts of my job is to be leading on workforce, right? And I get the opportunity to be out in the community, really connecting with the great opportunities that the county board is doing in connection to just giving our young people an opportunity to get training and jobs and get some extra tools in their tool pocket. So I was delighted to be invited to join the celebration of the achievements of the students from St. Paul College MPMA Academy. They spent more than 30 weeks learning about manufacturing, including industry fundamentals, hands-on fabrications, opportunities for their careers, and tours of area employers. The students are now ready to pursue their next steps, whether it is continuing education, which some said they're going to do, right, or seeking employment in the manufacturing sector. I appreciate opportunities to meet the students, to hear their stories, to congratulate them on their success, and to just really get a chance to see how appreciative and the great partnership we have with St. Paul College and those individual professors who are really investing into the lives of those young people. So it's always great to show up and see that happening. I had an opportunity, there's a bill that's moving through the legislature on an entity called the Justice Ramsey House Presser. So it's a bill that's been led by Representative Hussein, but it was also a presser with folks like Marvin Anderson and Robin Hickman and Mr. White, who was an elder from the Rondo community. But I also had an opportunity to speak at their press conference, but I was one of the speakers that included Representative Hussein, City Council member Nika Bowie, educator and advocate Robin Hickman, and the founder of Rondo Days that might be coming back. I'm a little bit excited about the possibilities of Rondo Days coming back. Founder Marvin Anderson, Roger Anderson, who is the executive director of the Rondo Center for Diverse Expression. A little bit about the Justice Ramsey House Presser. In recent years, much has been written about the Justice Ramsey Stone House, the limestone cottage that until a year ago sat on the patio of Burger Mo's restaurant on St. Paul West Side. Anybody seen that?
Yeah,
right,
it's right on West Side.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been sitting there. The stone house itself was erected around 1857. The one-room house was owned by Justice Ramsey, brother of Alexander Ramsey, the first territorial governor of Minnesota, and the state's second official governor after Henry Hastings Sibley. The irony is that he never lived there. Right? So much less has been written about the community of the Black Railroad workers, the red caps, the Pullman porters, the commissioners, the construction worker who once called the Seven Corners area of St. Paul their home. Many were transplants from the South who had been recruited for their labor in the years after the abolition of slavery, the abolishment of slavery. Some were hired to build the state capitol, and so from 1890 to 1933, the Justice Ramsey House housed at least 14 known families, all of them somehow associated with the railroad industry, which at one time owned the land that it sits on. So that effort will require funding. They're trying to move it back and create a partnership with the Transportation Museum. So it's going to be moved and housed brick by brick. So that effort will require funding from State Representative Hussein, who has sponsored a bill to use $500,000 from the state legacy amendment, a long-standing state sales tax that funds arts and cultural projects, as well as water and land conservation, to back the relocation and the reassembly of the Justice Ramsey House. So they're going to take it down brick by brick by brick to reassemble it at the Transportation Museum, brick by brick by brick. So state, let me see. So State Senator Ramsey, State Senator Pappas is also a co-sponsor of that bill. So the bill was laid over in the House Legacy Committee for possible inclusion in a future committee bill. The Rondo community, the black members of the Rondo community is very excited about this point in history that has not been told. It has not been told about their ancestors and the lives of many who has a role that played a crucial role in the Justice House and who were like railroad workers in the red caps. So it's like those untold stories, right? And so we know that black history is Minnesota history. But again, you know, it's not the stories that we know about, that we have heard about. So it's a great opportunity to really expand our knowledge and our information of the history that goes back to the 1800s, that the role that black members have played here in Ramsey County. So very, very excited about that. And that opportunity. And I just want to say for our YACA group, our Young Adult Career Academy group, I had an awesome opportunity along with Chair Martinson and I'm sure others, right? We all had a chance to speak before them and share our journey and in life and hopefully connect with them and one day see them running for office or doing some mighty great work. Yeah.
I think they all were asking for who had an internship or assistant in their office. So if you ever have an opening, they were all ready to apply. So they were very excited. Yes, Commissioner Reinhardt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It has been pointed out to me that I forgot to mention the name of the Biz Recycling Award winner.
Oh, yes, yes.
Sorry. So I wanted to make sure to come back to that. Tyler Conrad is the owner of Good Things, which is in downtown White Bear Lake. They have really great things. It says good things, but they're really great things. A lot of variety and really quality goods there. What he did was he went to all of the businesses surrounding him and said, hey, you know what, we can do better with waste services. And so they banded together to increase the recycling services, the waste services. It's better on our roads when you don't have as many trucks coming and all of those things. And so they cleaned up the area in the process. And so it really just kind of brightened up downtown. And of course, it ended up reducing their costs and increasing recycling. Excellent. And so I wanted to raise that up, and I'm sorry that I forgot to mention that when I was talking about the award.
Excellent. Thank you, Commissioner Reinhardt. Commissioner Shaw.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to give a great shout out to my staff, Winona Yang, for helping support with a lot of the constituent work. So last week we just had a lot of constituent work. And I just wanted to highlight this too, since we are covering County Government Day, right? So this is the variety of issues, right? So what we were able to do was help a family of 10 receive assistance and support through energy assistance as well as emergency assistance. It was a family of 10, so they had 8 children. And the family's furnace had died, and they were using space heaters. So for sure, I want to thank Director Ali and his team for their diligence in making sure that this family's needs were met. I spoke at an event. It was a gathering in the district, and I actually met someone who was in our transitional housing program, for supportive housing program. And they were just sharing with us about how the living condition was really not sanitary and nor very safe. Luckily, they were able to move her to another unit, but just to hear the stories about what they were experiencing, I'm happy that we were able to reach out to Director Keith Lattimore's office to help them confirm that those changes were in order. And then third, we helped an elderly resident receive just important health documents that were required for her to receive her new health care through her employer, because she was transitioning off of medical assistance and getting health insurance through her employer. So that was just a little snippet of the work that a lot of our county staff do every day, day in and day out. And I know that we only hear just a snippet of it too. So I just want to say thank you so much to our staff, especially as our health and wellness team. They're probably busy in casework right now, but please send that message to them. Additionally, last week we were able to, Director Ling Becker and I were able to meet with Representative Jay Zhang about a lot of workforce, both workforce, digital equity, and also our digital connectivity plan. So we shared about our broadband or digital equity connectivity plan. So we were we shared how we were supportive of Representative Samantha Vang's file HF 5152, which renames the Office of Broadband Development and Digital Equity, and as well as creating multifamily dwelling grant program to establish that. And that's really important for the metro here, because when you're only looking at a map about who's connected and who's not, in the metro here, we actually have 25% of the folks who are not connected to internet at all. And that's really due to the cost of getting connected to the internet. So having this multifamily dwelling grant program in that bill is really important to getting residents connected in the metro here. Additionally, we also made the ask about a grant for Justice Impact Navigator, as well as a digital equity specialist to connect residents to the internet. And just depending on how things go and how those final conversations shake up, that would make such a big impact to us. And finally, of course, we did not leave without talking about our bonding priorities. So Rice Creek Commons as well as Aldridge Arena were the top ones that we had spoken about. And what I would also say that's important for Representative Zhang was, wanting to get a report back from the MPCA about Pig's Eye Lake that I know Commissioner Reinhardt sits on. And so he was interested in doing a community report back on that, as well as having a community forum or a community conversation about the future of workforce. So those are all things that we have lined up, and getting ready to line up after session because they're busy. Right. But again, he also mentioned how Commissioner Moran is actually still very important to a lot of the relationships there too. Commissioner Moran was supposed to go there with us, but there was another unexpected, a big life event that was happening. Yes, yeah. So she wasn't able to join.
Baby was coming.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was actually really looking forward to meeting with you too. So just wanted to share that. So Commissioner Moran is doing a great job, still representing the county at the Capitol. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Commissioner McGuire.
Oh my heavens, thank you, Madam Chair. I just so appreciate hearing all of the amazing work that my colleagues are doing. I'm inspired every time I hear about all your work in the community. And of course, congratulations on your well-deserved award, Commissioner Reinhardt. I mean, we all are so grateful for your work at the national and state level on the environment. And we will hope to continue on in some way with all of that work as you move on, but we really appreciate everything you're doing, so thank you. And to all of you, I'm inspired by the work, and I'm so grateful that we are honoring county government, because as we've said, it is the work that we all do every day, and I'm so grateful that we're recognizing the work that people are doing, because it is so important. And I just want to talk about a couple of things. Is the importance of civics and civic education, and there's some opportunities for people to get materials, and I just want to say that there's My County Works. This is for anyone who would like copies of this, but go to www.icivics.org. This is actually produced by our National Association in conjunction with Sandra Day O'Connor, who started this when she was, after she had left the Supreme Court but it's a great thing for our schools and for all of our residents to learn about what county government do. It's a workbook. It's very fun. And then we did it. We have an artificial intelligence created by artificial intelligence, a Dr. Seuss book about what counties do, and this is also available online as well. And it's just go to www.naco.org to get some of these things. So there's lots of opportunities for people to learn about county government, and of course go to the Ramsey County website and get lots of information about what we're doing. Sign up for materials that we have, and ramseycounty.org, www.ramseycounty.org, and then get information on everything that we're doing. So just another plug for the great work that all of our staff and all of us are doing. So with that, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what happened last week. And I was fortunate to be a part of a town hall meeting with one of our congresswomen. It's a little known that part of part of my district is actually in Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's district. The northern part of St. Anthony is in the 5th Congressional District. Yeah. So she'd asked me to be a part of one of her town hall meetings. So I did that in St. Anthony at the Silverwood Park, which is in Ramsey County. The northern part of St. Anthony Village is Ramsey County. And so I was grateful to be a part of that town hall meeting, and just to recognize all the great work that we do together nationally. And it was just a great opportunity to be with her. Also, we had a Lions Community Service Day, which we're so grateful for our civic organizations, our Rotaries, our Lions. They do such great work in the community. I was asked again by State Auditor Julie Blaha to be a part of her Main Street listening sessions. We did a final wrap-up event yesterday where we heard from a lot of township officers and also from cities about the work that we do together and the work that we are all continuing to do together. So I was grateful to Auditor Blaha for bringing us together in that. At Rotary, in honor of County Government Month, I spoke about our county, and so we have a great presentation. You may all have some of your own, but if you're interested in a presentation on Ramsey County government, we've got one. So that was great. This week, I'm honored to be doing the welcome at our new employee orientation, which I know we all do. We all take turns doing that, and I get to do mine tomorrow, so that'll be really fun at welcoming our new employees. And then tomorrow evening is the Tamarack has their volunteer appreciation night. I was going to say, I see that Commissioner Fretham will probably talk about that as well. But that's a great volunteer appreciation night at Tamarack at 4:30 at their park. Also, the County Road B is having a construction open house because in Roseville, the County Road B is being reconstructed, and so we're having an open house for the public at Lexington Park. So I encourage the public to come to that. Thursday, Ramsey County League is having their collective action team is meeting, and we're doing climate action, so we'll continue our work there. And Friday, our full Ramsey County League of Local Government will be meeting on Zoom, but all of you are invited, and we're doing What About Waste? Waste management in the East Metro and the food scraps pickup program. So shout out to our recycling and energy team who's helping put that together, and that's on Friday at 7:30, I believe, but it's on Zoom. So you should all have notices for that great meeting. And then next week, I just want to remind people that AMC, our Association of Minnesota Counties, they do a legislative update every few weeks, and they're doing their Zoom update at 9 a.m. On Monday morning, and they'll do an update on what's going on legislatively with our platform issues at the state level, which include a lot of the issues that we're really interested in. So, thank you, Madam Chair.
Excellent. Thank you, Commissioner Ortega.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to give a shout out to the History Theater. Commissioner Moran and I were at the presentation of a unique assignment. It's about the 1962. James Meredith is the first African American to integrate, in essence, the University of Mississippi. And of course, we all know the history of the potential for violence and the events that took place there. But what was good about this play, they had a connection to Minnesota. And the connection was that a young white lieutenant and his unit were put in charge of protecting James Meredith. And it's an excellent play. Unfortunately, last week was the last week, but these plays come around again. And I just want to let folks know, next time it's around, it was really, first of all, it's well done. And it gives you a sense of the history that maybe we don't know about. I didn't know about that. And it was quite interesting and well done. So I just want to give a shout out because it's part of what we need to continue the education and our own integration in a sense. So I don't know if Fina wants to add to that.
No, you're right. It was a really great play that, of course, I didn't know about it neither, right? So again, we talk about history and those untold stories, but it's really interesting around integration and just the hate that was portrayed. We've come a long way, but we're still working on that every day to make sure that everyone is valued, regardless of color or sex or whatever that may be. But it was a really good play. The actors were great, but you had some really good people protecting him, one person, like one person, right, to make sure that we are, really a better and a greater country. Yeah.
While we're talking about that, I'm so glad you brought it up. I actually went on Friday night. I was going to go Thursday night, but I had conflicts, so I got to change my tickets to Friday night, which was wonderful, and it was great. And just a shout out to the History Theater in general. I think we should all have season tickets. I need to get season tickets. I mean, every production they do is just so phenomenal, and it just recognizes some sort of Minnesota history that we may or may not have known about. So huge shout out to the History Theater, and a huge shout out to the Ordway, because I went to the Ordway Sunday night, and just the great opportunities we have in Ramsey County here to really appreciate culture and the arts. And we all know about it, but just shout out to our arts and theater community.
Excellent. On that note, I'm going to turn to Commissioner Fredham, the most cultured and artsy.
Yes, we want to let you talk about it.
Thank you all for your grace in allowing me to come in a little late today. I did bring my kids to see the eclipse in totality.
Oh my God.
And so we drove down Saturday to St. Louis, spent Sunday in St. Louis, visited the zoo and the Arch, and then drove to Mount Vernon, Illinois yesterday morning to witness the eclipse, and it was every bit as magical as people say it is, completely worthwhile. And then also, they are also not joking about the traffic because our 9-hour drive home turned into a 12+ hour drive home. So thank you for allowing me to get a slightly more sleep so I wasn't deliriously tired on the roads and a safety hazard. Also, just as for last week, it was a light week, but I want to thank the City of Mounds View. They're really working on collaboration and community investment and pulled together a really great meeting with not just Ramsey County and other local cities in Ramsey County, but also Anoka County and some of their cities to talk about how we can improve our community infrastructure and bring in more economic investment. So excited to work more with them. And that's all I've got. Excellent, thank you. I've got a couple of things. Last night I had the opportunity to accept an award, the Dick McCarthy Award from Merritt Community Center. And this award went to Ramsey County, presented for our valued support and tireless effort on behalf of Merritt Community Services. We support Merritt in housing, in food security, and in jobs. And they specifically wanted this award to go to some staff members, and that was Ling Becker, Eric Jane, Rachel Milner, and Renee Teese. And Renee was actually
actually able to be there with me as well and accept the award, but really about the work that we do in community in a different way. And actually, Dick McCarthy, who the award is named after, was a previous executive director of Merrick, and he was there well into his 90s, but still celebrating the work. Merrick is also one of the largest providers on the east side of St. Paul, in particular for Meals on Wheels, and so we heard a lot of volunteers who were there talking about Meals on Wheels, and that it's really not about the meal, right? The meal is the opportunity to get to the door, but it really is that first line of response for many people who are locked into their homes, sheltered in their homes, maybe don't have family. And so just the tremendous impact, not just on the individuals receiving services, but the volunteers who are able to deliver. And I heard a lot of stories about connections and opportunities, or even an opportunity where they, were life-saving skills, where they showed up and someone had fallen and couldn't get up and had been laying there for days. So really thinking about how we do this work in community to make sure we're helping our community thrive. And so congratulations and thank you to our staff. Again, County Government Week, our staff who are really doing this work with Merrick Community Centers and delivering those services. So just wanted to give that shout out. The other thing I wanted to share is that we have coming up on April 20th, it is should be on your calendars, but wanted to share publicly, is our Earth Day cleanup. And we're using Earth Day to also accommodate our Mississippi River Cleanup Challenge. As you remember, Olmsted County and Red Wing had challenged us in the last few years, and Ramsey County has stepped up to the plate to clean up the mighty Mississippi. And so just wanted to say thank you to Ann White Eagle and Ethan Austin, who have coordinated that effort. We'll also have a community proclamation for Earth Day on site, but if you want to be a part of it, you got to come clean up. It's from 10 to 2 at Battle Creek on Earth Day, April 20th, so I'll be there. I hope to see others. And then last, I just wanted to share an update on the county manager process. So we have selected a recruiting firm. Their contract negotiation is going on this week to finalize that. Hopefully we'll have a contract in place by the end of the week to begin the recruiting. I know all commissioners have asked at different points, like when are we involved? And we had a smaller group selecting because there was many interviews and rounds. So thank you to Commissioner Ortega and Commissioner Zhang for being a part of that, along with our staff and human resources team and Karen Bollinger, who led that process in procurement. Once they are in place, then that recruiting firm will meet with all of you individually and do some interviews, as well as other stakeholders across the county and in community, to really help us design what it is we are looking for in a county manager, what it is that Ramsey County needs. We'll then draft the final job description and posting. It'll get posted for around 30 days, and then we'll begin the interview process. Every commissioner will be involved in that interview process, so stay tuned. This summer, there will be more meetings that you will be required to attend, because we need to do this and make sure we get it right and get the right next best leader for Ramsey County. So just wanted to give that update. We are on schedule at this moment, County Manager Berg. And once this process starts with the recruiter, we're looking at about 90 to 120 days before we get someone in place. And as long as everything goes well, they did preface us and say that right now for senior execs, the market is yours. And so people are really moving around and shifting, and there's a lot of opportunity for talent, especially at the executive level. So it could be that we get someone all the way through the process, and then there's a bidding war for them, and we lose them. So we just want to keep our expectations, but know that we will get the right person with the right heart for Ramsey County. With that, we are going to adjourn and then move into our regional rail meeting led by Commissioner Ortega. And then we have a workshop down in room 220 at 10:30. And that is our strategic team committee of the whole and an update on workforce statistics downstairs. So with that, we are adjourned.